Greetings, dear Aries. Welcome to Tika's Tarot, and I hope you're doing well wherever you are in the world. And today we're going to go ahead and take a peek at your summer solstice or summer 2026 general tarot and astrology reads. We're going to go ahead and check out what kind of energies could you potentially be running across during these beautiful hot days of the summer. And so the summer solstice came amongst us on June 20th through the 22nd. And it marks in the Northern Hemisphere the longest day of the year, right? So it just talks about the peak daylight hours, right? And so even energetically, when we really consider what the summer, what that entering into summer means, like that summertime is a wonderful time for us to be like just more social. Energetically, we have more light outside. And, you know, the kids are out for summer, there are cookouts, there's pool parties, there's just lots of opportunities for us to be a little bit more social than we have been. So that's kind of what the summer solstice does represent when we like kind of just look at this time of the year. And many cultures around the world historically have celebrated the summer solstice as a very sacred part of the sun's peak power and that this very important shift of the season, right? And it is typically known as a time of abundance, of social renewal, social and spiritual renewal, of fertility, so to speak. And it just marks a time where communities really just gather around and we just take heed of these natural cycles that the earth has amongst us, right? And so I am using the Brotherhood of Egyptian Tarot to pull your messages, and I did purposely choose this deck because it is talk about of Brotherhood of Light, and so we are talking about the peak light that we are receiving during these summer months. And one of the ancient Kemetics or the ancient Egyptians are one of the many cultures who celebrate their New Year's actually on the summer solstice. So I thought this would be a fitting deck to use. But before we go ahead and get into this reading, let's go ahead and set the intention. This is for the sign of Aries. So if you have Aries and it is in your sun, your moon, or your rising, then it is my sincerest intention that this reading may resonate with you in some capacity and that you're able to receive these messages and apply them to your own life, always and only for your highest good. All right, let's go, Aries. All right, so I hope you're all having a beautiful summer or the start of a summer, and that you are spending time in community and spending time caring and nurturing for yourself and just making good memories. So let's first see, where should Aries focus their attention during these long days of summer? Where should Aries focus their attention during these long days of summer? Okay, and then you've got the King of Wands. Beautiful. All right, let's get some more intel on this, some more context. You've got the Fool. So we're getting lots of new starts here. And oh, wow, and you got the World. Aries, what's going on here? Wow. So some of you, honestly, you've got a lot, astrologically speaking, there's a lot of planetary energy that is in Aries at this time. And I believe is Neptune and Saturn. These are like very powerful energies that are shifting a lot of things for us. But the fact that it's in your first house is very significant. So this means that in terms of like your discipline, in terms of your shifting of your dreams and your desires, a lot of those things you're starting to see some shifting and some changing into that. And I know that because you've got this King of Wands here. Now, King of Wands really is a very powerful energy that has, I would say, like a wise, but a wise, but I would say more of a stable energy of this understanding that of leadership, right? And it's like successfully completing long-term goals. So that King of Wands energy doesn't care about, you know, very temporary things. It has a very long-term objective of like where it wants to be and what it wants to do. Okay. So I would say this is you like having more passion for your life and you really deciding what your long-term objectives are. And I do feel that like there's something, you're definitely in transition because the fact that these two came together Whereas you're just starting, I feel like some of you that I'm talking to right now are in the precipice of a new chapter in life. There's a new journey that you're undertaking, and it's not something that you're familiar with, but you've definitely successfully closed an old chapter. Now, this could be some of you maybe have like you went from being employed to being retired, right? Some of you went from, being single to having relationships, or being a couple to having a child, or moving to a new place. There's something very significant here, of your long-term objective that has really shifted, and you are very newly entering into a new chapter of your life, and you have successfully completed some things. Okay, so that old you, that old Aries, is gone. Like, you have like leveled up to like a new. This is just like a chap. This is like a new chapter in your life. I really do feel that. And it's a new chapter with like new goals and new objectives of what is important to you. And you're very new in this cycle. I'm finding. So let's look. Our next is looking at what must you weed in order to grow. So what do you need to eliminate in order for you to grow? What must Aries weed in order to grow? All right, you've got the Lover. Oh no, I'm sorry. That is not the Lovers. My bad. This is the Sun. And the Sun is beautiful energy. It is happiness, is joy, it's material success. You've got the Four of Cups. And the Knight of Wands. I feel like there's something here about what used to make you happy, because it's coming across in your what you need to weed out, what you need to eliminate. So the Sun is, like I said, it can be material success, but the Sun is also just like having joy, like the things that bring you joy. And then to couple that, we also have the Knight of Wands. Knights are action takers, and this is you going towards your passions, going towards your desires, what actually makes you happy, what fulfills you. There's some examination that's happening here. And I feel like the old things that used to make you happy are just not making you happy. And this Four of Cups really speaks to that. Now, this is you just feeling a little bit apathetic, just it almost as if a certain pleasure has worn out for you and you're ready to explore new things. It's like, I'm a geriatric millennial, and I just know where I just remember a time where just one day I stopped wanting to party. I stopped wanting to go to the club, and I just started like wanting to look up recipes or have a garden or get into bird watching, or go on hikes. Like, it's just like a shift of things that used to bring you pleasure are just somehow shifting. Okay. It doesn't really work for you anymore. And it doesn't work for you in this new chapter. I really feel that so many of my Aries have really undergone a personal transformation where it's almost, I'm not saying you're totally unrecognizable for what you used to be, but just so many things have personally shifted for you in this new chapter that you are now taking into account what no longer makes you what no longer brings you pleasure. It's just very obvious for you at this time. And so what that could look like is coming in the position of what you need to weed out. So what this could be telling me is that you're still maybe participating, like you're just used to being in the routine of like, well, this used to be fun, and it's like you're still putting yourselves in perhaps these situations that, yeah, granted, used to be fun a few years ago. Yeah, you were having a blast, and now you're just not. And so there is this journey here of like rediscovering yourself, rediscovering your pleasure centers, and like what actually brings you joy. Okay, because whatever it was, it's not there anymore. It doesn't exist. It's time to shift that. All right. And let's see, what new opportunities may arise for Aries during this time? What new opportunities may arise for Aries at this time? What new opportunities? All right, you've got the Ten of Cups. Beautiful. Ooh, you've got the devil. That kind of slipped out there. And then you also got the Knight of Swords. Um, yeah, I'm gonna go back to like your pleasure seeking theme now, but let's first talk about the Ten of Cups. Now, this is emotional satiety, right? Where it's like feeling like emotionally grounded, feeling like this is like the manifestation of like what a perfect family is, right? Where it's just unconditional love and emotional support. And this is coming up in the opportunities that are there. I'm feeling that there's something a lot more wholesome that's available for you to have access to. And it's like you have to think, because knights, we have another knight here, and this is a Knight of Swords. So it's like your thoughts are so clear about what's no longer working for you and what's actually downright toxic for you. Because the devil talks about excesses, things that aren't necessarily healthy for us, like bad habits or just things that like consume too much. Like it talks about an excess or something is not being balanced. And so the devil speaks to that where something is like tethering you in some way, that it's bad for your emotional growth. But the opportunity that arises, I feel like there is so much like fulfilling wholesome love that you're either projecting or that you're receiving at this time, and the only thing you need to do is just go towards that. And this goes directly back to that. What you need to weed is just like, and I'm not gonna like say it again, but I was like, whatever used to make you happy was toxic, and you're maybe coming to a realization just how toxic it is by this new environment that you find yourself in. And you're like, dang, like I can't believe I used to be like this. I can't believe I used to enjoy these kinds of things. And now that I'm like, I'm giving like somebody who was just like coming back to your spiritual roots or religion or something like that, where um and maybe that is the new chapter. Like maybe you do feel like kind of like born again, but there is this assertion of your core identity that you have really transitioned into being kind of like a different version of yourself. And it's also coming up in the opportunities because like there was something here that was very toxic, and it is being showered with like divine love, and the only thing you need to do is just actively go towards that love, go towards that light. Okay, now what should Aries explore at this time? What should Aries explore at this time? What should Aries explore? Okay, you've got the Six of Cups, maybe reconvening with family, spending time with friends and family from the past. Revisiting your past, I think, will be very helpful during the summer. You've got the Ace of Coins, so that's definitely an opportunity to do so. If you have the opportunity, definitely take that. Oh, you've got the Ace of Wands. Oh, I don't know if I should take all of these, but like, F it, let's do it. You've got the King of Swords. So this is like exploring. This is well, let's first talk about, oh, this is beautiful. All right, let's first talk about these two. I feel like there is a new opportunity for you to spend time with like old friends, old family, like going back on your roots. And maybe this is how you get this unconditional love, like while you're just feeling like a little bit more centered. And then with this, you got the Queen of Wands and also the King of Swords. So this really talks about there's an opportunity for you to just really feel comfortable, for you to really explore your intellect. King of Swords is all about strategic planning, strategic moving, maybe like reading more books, like having more, just like more arsenal of knowledge in your library. And it also just, when you have that, it also makes you very comfortable as well. And it's like going towards like also like your new developing or emerging passions here. And then also finding time to just rest. There is an energy here, like for the Pisces, or I'm sorry, for the Aries I'm reading for. Honestly, like going back to your roots, like go visit your grandma if you still have one, and just spend time and space with her, I, or your whoever. I'm just feeling like there is just this you can like at this time like really explore this new version of yourself and finding like new passions, like what's actually like making you, what do you really like desire on a more wholesome level at this time, and making space and room for that. Okay, so that's what I see in your position of what to explore. And finally, how can Aries live in alignment with the energies of the summer? How can Aries, ooh, yeah, temperance, take it easy, take some balance. Okay, you've got the magician. Oh my God, Aries, this is an awesome reading. And you've got, oh my gosh. Yeah, and the Four of Wands. There's something so powerful about connection to family I'm seeing here, or friends or community, so to speak. And ultimately, like what you can do to stay in alignment is really just having a lot of balance, Um, it's making sure you don't go overboard, right? Because we have this before we have this, that double card, right? This 14 and number 15. Temperance talks about balance. When it starts to teeter and go on one side, you get the double of excess, of toxicity and excess. But I feel like with balance, you're able to really manifest. So magician is this energy. It just doesn't come, like things don't come up out of poof, right? You don't manifest and just say mantras and things happen. Manifestation happens as a desire of an ending result, and putting in that not only the mental but the physical energy that you have to exert in order for that to become a reality. Okay, and I do feel like you're manifesting just like peace in the Middle East. Okay, well maybe not that much, but just peace in your household, peace with yourself, peace in your community, peace with the people that you are in your tribe, right? And I just overall see an Aries that has just is really finding themselves in a brand new chapter and just deciding, like reconfiguring who they are at this time. This is definitely an identity uh like I don't want to say like a rehab. This is like an identity like re-upload, right? Is just over the years, and it really makes sense astrologically speaking. Like I said, the planet of Saturn and Neptune, both of those two powerful planets are in your sign, which is hitting you in your first house. And you are undoubtedly going to be experiencing just different wants and desires in regards to Neptune's, and different life paths and different ways of like how we discipline ourselves through that Saturn. Okay. And so that's what I see for you. Let me know if this resonated. My name is Tifa. I do tarot. If this resonated with you, please do comment. Let me know how it resonated with you. And if you're interested in booking me for a personal read, I do offer those, and you can find more information in the link down below. I love you, Aries, and I hope you have a beautiful day. Bye. Happy summer solstice.